Hello YouTube, Jonathan800 here. So today I will be showing off Communist Afghanistan in the new Hearts of Iron 4 DLC, Graveyard of Empires. So, the DLC has been received well from everyone, nice, overwhelmingly negative sort of thing. But, who cares about that? Let's see how the game actually goes. So, I decided to focus on industry first so I could get the ticking communist support. I then, went down the left path so I could get even more of that. And if I really wanted to be able to do democratic path, which I technically am still able to do. It would just have a civil war between the non-aligned party. So basically this civil war, but a lot smaller actually. Because, So, when you go communist, you lose all your non-aligned support, but it still says non-aligned supports will start a civil war, so technically I think only one state would rise up or something like that. I don't know. Either way, I get Soviet support, and the most important thing they did was Lend-Lease. So, I was going to do the keeping irregulars focus, but I then realized you can't actually increase manpower law by doing that, so I decided to make a professional army. And I think that is actually what the communist Afghanis probably did. So, it takes a year, basically. The front lines stagnate because it turns out when you have like 12 widths versus 12 widths with no artillery or anything, in mountains that you can't really flank all that well, you're just going to not have a great time. It's rough. I had to do this one focus that gave me these mountaineers, and I was finally able to make a little breakthrough. Like, it took a long time for this. I did many, Well, I think I did a lot of industry focuses too, because I didn't realize that there was a actual, Mountaineer focus. So these Mountaineers are 12 widths and have engineering companies. And also I have no idea what happened in the south, I just know that they failed their jobs. So, as I'm dealing with that, I rushed to Kabul, and Kabul falls, no helicopters involved. And yeah, just basically wait for that as a civil war right now. So I started it in like April 37. So I managed to complete this in under 2 years. So from what I can tell, that's actually pretty good. So like almost 100,000 Afghanis died, but oops, they should have supported the correct regime. So by doing So I joined Comintern. I then eventually go down to the Defender of Central Asia, and this happens. It's just fair and balanced. You don't start with any cores on it. You will eventually do those develop country decisions and get Central Asian unification. Fun fact, your capital is now in one of the stands, like Tajikistan or something. Not entirely sure. But it does say Kabul, but the actual supply capital is one of those cities. So I decided to help out in the Winter War, and the Soviets were like, alright, we'll give peace. So the one war goal you actually get as Communist Afghanistan is on Iran. So the Iranians, they don't seem to have much. When I capitulated them, spoilers, they gave me 10,000 guns, so I have no idea what they were doing. So, Iran falls, oopsie poopsie, but now is the Great Patriotic War, and it's Afghani troops that actually hold the line in the center. Not sure what else to say. It is oh yeah, actually there is something to say. So the button I just clicked there, you got these 3 buttons from like Radio Kabul or something. It might be a Soviet Path one. Yeah, it definitely is. So they have this propaganda thing. And you can give yourself 3% stability every 30 days. Just base stability. You can also give yourself 5% base war support with, what is it? 500 manpower. So that's pretty strong. Also, I decided to do this focus, and it's supposed to go to Iran, because changing the river where I'm at is good, but the river changing is bad. So I agreed to deal, and basically I gave myself nothing. Theoretically, I could have given myself a war goal, but I still would have had all the negatives and positives, so there was really nothing I could do. Also, say hi to the generic leader. So the goal that I did with this build-ish is, what is it? Mountaineers. I would eventually get, what is it called? Mechanized, but they would not see any use before the war ended because you were locked with 3 research slots as communist Afghanistan. If you wanted your research slot, you really had to go democratic first, because they actually have another research slot there. So that was great, working with only 3 research slots. Also, your army tree is relatively small, but you get some decent stats like 10% attack and defense. So that's good. Urban combat, that was fun. I don't know if urban combat is usually that brutal in Hoi 4, but it is now. 13,000, 15,000 casualties for one city. That was fun. So I decided to concentrate my forces, do like actual strategy of limit concentrated power and such. And it's just a breakthrough. I don't even think I had air superiority. Actually, there is a chance I had air superiority. I think the Allies actually took out the German Air Force eventually, because the Soviet Air Force that doesn't exist. So either way, I actually do start a navy. I eventually pushed the Germans out of the Baltics, therefore encircling them at Belarus. So, oops. Also, Afghani Navy is something you don't expect to hear. Like, I think people have... Well, there's Swiss Navy, Hungarian navies. People have done those before. Not sure about the Swiss one, but I know you can't with the Swiss. They have a naval focus tree path. But either way, the battle for Riga is hard fought, but we eventually get it down. And that causes a nice juicy encirclement there. How much time do you have left? I might as well just say my thoughts with the DLC. So, DLC is a little buggy. It's a little half-finished. Kinda needed to go extend the due date because it just said Q1. They could have delayed it for like another month, but to be fair, what would that other month have given? It would have just delayed the player base, made them more anxious for the game, and then it'll still probably be eh. I would rate this as... This is definitely Battle for the Bosporus tier, but probably worse than it. So, Turkish fans, be happy. Though your focus tree sucks, at least the game isn't as much of a buggy mess. So, either way, it is Afghani troops that lead the charge into Central Europe. Ignore the West. The West is rising. That's going well. And it is Afghani troops that enter Berlin, so take that, Soviets. So, not sure what else to say. DLC is mediocre, but has some fun paths. The Raj tree is funny. I'm doing something for what I think is a pretty decent video. I could either do Ahistorical Britain is whack now, because I'm currently playing that and it's very wacky, or I could show you my Kaiserreich Japan game. So I'll leave that as a poll for later. So either way, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, you know the deal. And this is Jonathan 800 signing out.